MacBook Air M1 base model. Apple just proved that Moore's Law still exists. Let's talk about it. What's up YouTube? Mike here with another video, and this is going to be my complete review and follow-up for the MacBook Air base model. Now, like I mentioned in my intro, Moore's Law definitely is in effect when it comes to the Apple Silicon. So if you look at the jump between last year's Intel model of the MacBook Air compared to this M1 model, and it's more than doubled. So the performance jump is definitely awesome. If you're not sure what Moore's Law is, just Google it. But essentially, every 2 years, the speed and rate of technology is supposed to double, according to this doctor. And I can say that's definitely true when it comes to this. All right, so in this review, I don't necessarily want to cover all the specs and benchmarks again because there's thousands of videos out there, and I kind of addressed it in my 1 week initial review. So, I mean, you already know it's got two Thunderbolt 3 ports. They're both on the same side. It would be nice if you had one on either side just because it would give you more versatility. This particular model, again, I've got 8 gigabytes of RAM, so this is the bare bones base model you can get. And it's got 7 as opposed to 8 cores when it comes to GPU, CPU cores, whereas on the next tier up and the MacBook Pro, you get all 8. But personally, I don't see any difference. If you watch videos, they compare the two, and there's really a very negligible, if any, noticeable difference between the two. So if you're going for the base model, definitely don't feel bad about it. Don't worry about it. Performance is excellent. And if you can't tell, I am definitely a fan of this laptop. This is the best laptop that I've owned ever, to be honest with you, when it comes to the battery life and the performance that you get for an ultra portable laptop. So definitely Apple hit a home run with this. They are going to sell a crap ton of these. As you can see, I went ahead and put a skin on this because that means I am going to keep it. And I've used this thing since launch day, so I've had it for almost 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks on Tuesday, and it's been the only device that I've been using. I haven't used any tablets, iPads, just because I've been enjoying this thing so much. I mean, the performance is awesome, battery life awesome. I mean, I really can't say enough good things about this. Now, this is an ARM chip, so if you're going to run certain programs, ones that aren't necessarily native to Apple, then it runs through emulation, which is called Rosetta, and it works extremely well. Like, the only browser that I use is Microsoft Edge, so I installed that on there, and when I installed it, you get like a little 2-second pop-up that says, hey, you got to run Rosetta, and you hit yes, and it literally does it lickety-split. So no issue. Been running Edge, works great. Haven't noticed any lag or slowdown, and performance and battery life, again, has been excellent. Now, during my initial video, I asked folks for feedback on kind of what they wanted me to test on this, and the biggest thing really was just iPad apps. So yes, you can run iPad apps on this, and it is up to the individual app developer if they want their app to run on it. So the ones that I've tried specifically is LumaFusion, which those guys are great team, and their app works just like you would expect it to, like it does on the iPad. It looks exactly like it does on the iPad. Obviously, there's no touch on this, so when you're using your mouse pad, it just simulates the touch that you would do on the iPad screen. But it works good, it works fast, and the best thing is that there's no upcharge. So again, this comes down to the individual app developer. They may have a slight upcharge or whatnot in order to use it on the Mac, but LumaFusion does not do that. So good on them, because I did come across one app called PDF Expert. You may be familiar. It's one of the probably best PDF apps that you can use on the iPad and iPhone, and you would expect that you would be able to run that iPad app on here, but you can't. So they actually developed one for the desktop, and it's about $80. So they want you to buy that instead of using the iPad app for free when it essentially does almost the same thing. So, think what you will about that. I don't know. I have my own opinions. But at any rate, you just kind of got to check. So based on whatever iPad app you want to run, you just go into the App Store on Mac OS and you can search for it. And probably 9 times out of 10, it'll be there, and they actually run really well. So awesome benefit of the M1. And personally, if you're in the market, say you're looking at maybe getting an iPad Pro to use that as a student, because you can, for the most part, use that as a laptop replacement. But now, I don't know why you would want to unless you're an artist and want to use the Apple Pencil. Whereas I would take that money and instead buy the base model MacBook Air, and you get so much more bang for your buck. And a lot of those niche iPad apps will probably run on here. You just kind of have to check. So you can still kind of get your cake and eat it too with this. The only downside is if you're an artist or you like to take digital notes by hand, obviously there's no Apple Pencil support for this. But for the money, I would buy this and then maybe get the base iPad, which still has Apple Pencil support, and you're still cheaper than getting an iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard. So something to think about. All right, so I'm trying to keep this short and sweet, but if you haven't noticed already, I really love this device. I can definitely recommend it without hesitation. And this is coming from a PC guy. So I'm a big Microsoft fan. I love the Microsoft Surface line, but this, priced at what it is, $9.99 or $8.99 with the student discount, is essentially priced the same as a base model Surface Laptop 3. And battery life performance on this is way better. I mean, I'm talking probably double the battery life and triple the performance that you would get on a Surface laptop. So just something to think about. Like I said, I love the aesthetics of the Surface laptop line. It's probably my favorite. If I could take the M1 chip out of here and put it in a Surface Laptop 3, then, you know, that would be the best of both worlds. I mean, this design is a little dated, but I like it still. I mean, the keyboard, this is the newer keyboard design. They got rid of the old flat, I don't even know what they called it, like butterfly, I can't remember, but that flat, very loud design that sucked, that kept getting crap under the keyboard. They updated it, and this works well. It feels great, no issues typing, and the trackpad is also extremely nice. But I mean, really, that's it. This is a simple review. The benchmarks are out there if you want to go see them. You can rent, you know, there's literally thousands of videos. So thankful you guys decided to watch my video, tiny channel, like I said. But if you want to go watch all the benchmarks and video rendering tests and all that crap, it's out there. But I just wanted to give you my quick opinion on this thing. It is definitely a win. Apple is going to sell a crap ton of these things. I mean, I think they knocked it out of the park with this. I usually give Apple a hard time. I make fun of them talking about their pricing because a lot of their stuff is overpriced. But this in particular is definitely worth the price. You're getting some value in this because of how good the battery is, how good the performance is, and it should last you quite a long time. And that all being done also with not having a fan, which I forgot to mention. The thermal management in this is just outstanding. The only time I've seen it get extremely hot, like I talked about, is when I'm using Final Cut Pro and I have background rendering enabled, and if I just, you know, go do something else, I come back to it and it's pretty hot from rendering it in the background. But I did that one time and then I've turned it off and hadn't had that issue since. And the odd thing is the background rendering is supposed to help speed up your export times, but I honestly with this haven't noticed any difference. So even with turning the background rendering off, the export times on this doing 4K video is real time or faster. I mean, usually it's, say it's a 10-minute video, the render will probably be about 8 minutes, or I'm saying the export will probably be about 8 minutes. So there you have it. Pretty simple to do. Like I said, if you guys have any additional questions on this thing, just shoot it down in the comments below and I will try my best to answer. And if I need to do a follow-up video, I will, to try and, you know, demo something or address something. But just let me know. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching as always. And if this video helped you out, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you've not subscribed, I would appreciate if you do so. Thanks.